So how are you, Darren? Nice to meet you.
Likewise, likewise. I've read so many great things about you, and
Ah,
we've had the pleasure of experiencing the product that you're standing next to. So please,
which
how would you
one?
describe Multo, the intelligent, the smart device and appliance, if you will, but how would you describe it to someone who hasn't yet heard of it?
Yeah, no, you're dead right. So, and again, this is something that we want to make sure that we do get our message across, very, very loud and clear. I would say Multo is your one-stop shop, okay, for a kitchen appliance. Okay, so as we all know, there's so many other appliances out there that can help you within your kitchen environment. Such as your blender, your processor, your grinder, your steaming, your rice cooker, your pressure cooker, all these kinds of elements. And basically within Multo, we kind of package it all into one product. And basically, we can, pick up any particular recipe. You might have your mum's favorite recipe, and it can really kind of just pick it up and make some adapters and some changes, and then basically we can create it on Multo. Now, to do that, obviously we have different kind of accessories available to maximize what Multo can do and make it nice and easy for you.
So it's not just for beginner cookers, because if you can tweak the recipes, that means that even experts can find a way to use it. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, for sure. So in respect to, obviously, if you're a beginner cook, great. Okay, we have this amazing guided cooking recipe library for where we select recipes, and we have over 9 categories. We predetermine and pre-program all of the steps for our beginners, so they can pick up any recipe and just go for it. And again, with sort of more expert cooks, we have different modes. We have manual mode, where we have multiple different functions like steaming, sauteing, kneading mode, also manual cooking mode, where sat down and if you sit down and break it down, it's quite an easy process, which again later on I'll explain the whole manual cooking for you.
Well, before we get to the manual cooking, the Multo that's on the market today, is it identical to the Multo that was developed, or were certain parts of it refined before it came to market?
Yeah, so this is the magic of Multo and CookingPal in itself, because we're a smart kitchen appliance. So, usually if you buy a blender or a processor, you buy it off the shelf, and that's all what you're going to get, right? And the performance is always ever going to probably slightly scale down, okay, during the actual shelf life of the blender. If we talk about Multo, again, we're a thermal processor, we're cook steamed, all these kind of processors. And we can actually adapt and change. So we have an amazing software team, okay, who are constantly evolving and adapting our Multo, whether it's the software or even finding tweaks on the hardware. So just an example, I've been at CookingPal for over a year and a half now, and when I first come in there, the heating performance was great, and we're like, can we get it a little bit better? And then they, the people just did what they need to do, and then we were able to improve the heating curve. So the performance of Multo has got better since I started. And again, I think from a hardware perspective, that's great. We can, but software point of view, we can add different modes. We can add every recipe. We have an updated recipe library. Okay, so and again, it's in our roadmap that we're going to evolve Multo, into introducing more modes, and maybe potentially introducing more accessories. And I don't know if you can see on my left-hand side here, we've got a special little appliance there as well, which we're starting to intertwine, okay, multiple appliances, okay, and hopefully creating a smart kitchen apart from just a smart kitchen appliance.
Wow. Okay. So the best is yet to come. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I think so. And again, we're always adapting, always evolving. We're creating recipes, we're offering multiple, channels for people to get involved within CookingPal, whether it's booking a cooking class, whether it's having a chat with me, and we're also available on live chat as well. So listen, my phone's pinging in the middle of the night. I'm not going to promise I'm going to answer immediately, but it does come direct to me. Okay, and then obviously I can help anybody out with all their cooking problems.
Well, you offer before a demonstration. I'm glad to take that if that's not a hassle, Chef Jamie.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy. When do you want to do the demonstration?
I'm ready now.
Oh, lucky I've got some ingredients then, isn't it?
Good
okay,
time.
no, I know, perfect. No, great. Okay, so let's get cooking. I can guide you through Multo. Again, I always like to feel that it's amazing doing these interviews and people seeing Multo, but to really understand it, people have to see it in progress and in action. And this is what we're going to be doing today. Yeah. So any questions at any point, do let me know. Okay. But otherwise, I'm going to get cooking and I'm going to let Multo do the talking.
Okay.
Great. So yeah, look, basically we have these different kind of modes. So we have guided cooking, I think I mentioned previously. I'm not going to bore you with that anymore. Okay. Where people just, we can pick up a recipe, different categories. Okay, they can search their own favorite recipes. They can request their own recipe as well. So where people can request a recipe, and then we will create the recipe. Give us a few weeks, okay, and people can request a recipe on a hub, and then we will produce the recipe in our next rollout, which I think is quite an exciting kind of concept. Yeah. But also we have manual cooking. Now I'm just going to come over to the camera. I'm just going to explain very quickly what manual cooking is, and then I will get cooking. So basically manual cooking, we've got guided cooking, which I mentioned previously. I'll just quickly show that. Okay, so we have multiple recipes. You simply click on a recipe you like, and then you download the recipe. Okay, and then we have manual cooking, where we have all these different kind of functions and elements. So manual mode, which is how we effectively cook on Multo. Steaming mode, where we preheat the water, then it starts cooking. Saute, we slow the blade down and we stop it from spinning, and then it will color food better, scale, keep warm, kneading function, and the most important one is the cleaning mode as well. I think that's the question I get asked so much. But basically that's it, and I'm gonna cook this recipe on manual mode. Okay, and then I'll get cooking, and then I'll explain the whole process later. Okay, so pretty much, okay, when you purchase Multo, you get all these fabulous accessories. So you got obviously steaming set, simmering basket, spatula, okay, and then also butterfly whisk. But the most important thing is the bowl. Now, inside the bowl, we've got a blade. It spins either clockwise or anti-clockwise, so stir or chop, all right? And basically, depending how you program the blade, it'll either stir or it'll chop. Within our guided cooking, we pre-program that for you. You don't need to worry. But if you're an expert cook and you want to cook your own food, getting familiar and understanding what Multo can do and understanding the whole process, it's super, super important. So on the blade, we've got a sharp side and we've got a blunt side. So it's, it seems fairly simple. And then, we just pre-program the speed, and then that's that. But anyway, so the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to make a nice pasta dish for you today. 10, 15 minutes, I would say it's going to be done, okay? Because the benefit with cooking it with Multo, we can obviously, what we call multi-level cook. So we have a heating element in the bottom. That all heats up, and then away we go. Right, I've got my onions. They're going to go in, and then some chili, okay? I'm a nice spicy kind of sort of chili. I'm a spicy kind of guy.
Right.
Okay.
Same here.
So we have a locking system, so you can't process or work Multo without the lid being securely in place. Oh. Now we got a turbo. Yeah, we got a turbo mode, which is I like to go to that straight away because wow, people are like, oh my god, that sounds like a jet engine. All right. So so basically we have a turbo mode. We press it on here, and then we hold this button down. 2 seconds. Done, okay, and that would have pulverized our chili pepper, okay, and then also our onion. Oh, that's quite strong. Sorry.
I believe you.
I must apologize. That is strong. Okay, so as you see, it's been completely pulverized. All right. Well, let's quickly get that cooking before it actually takes my nostrils out. Okay. So, Jesus. Right. So, okay, we're going to add some oil into it. And then we're going to add some mushrooms. I just slice some mushrooms. Okay. That's generally got to me. I'm not even playing up for the camera. I kind of usually do, but this time, no.
No. Well done.
Okay. So basically, with this one, we're going to saute it. We're going to use saute mode for this one. And we're basically saute mode. The blade spins around intermittently. Okay. The temperature can go from 0 Fahrenheit to 265 in imperial money, in metric money. Okay, it can go from 0 to 130 centigrade. Yeah. Right, so just while that's sauteing, 1 minute, it's going to be absolutely fine. I've got some fresh basil. I'm just going to put some fresh basil in there. Okay, and again, I think this is a super easy pasta dish. Okay, with oil, it's literally just got. I'm going to put a bit more oil in there, just to be safe. Okay, it's a super simple pasta dish. It's pretty much a very light dish. I just made up this morning. One of my favorite meals to make is open the fridge and see what you got kind of meal. And
right.
and then basically, obviously, using Multo you can able to adapt to whatever you're doing. As you see now, the steam's coming up. It's sauteing. So on saute mode, the blade spins around intermittently. So it'll spin around for 5 seconds, stop for 30 seconds, then it'll spin around again. Okay. That's just to try and get some more heat through that vegetable. Now there is a caveat, so to say that it's not going to replicate your frying pan, right? It's not going to get that amazing brown kind of effect. But what it does, it kind of softens and sweats these vegetables already. I mean, there's a bit of heat kicking out of it. Okay, the mushrooms will still have a bit of bite to it, which is, for me, it's fine. Right. But there is some heat into it. Now, I'm not even going to bother cleaning out the mixing bowl. I'm just going to simply put it on there, make it quick and easy. I think this is the way forward. And I'm just going to add some water. Now, I've just pre-boiled some water just for the benefit of this cooking demo. But absolutely, Multo can boil the water for you. And we have a steaming mode where, it will basically preset. Once it reaches 205 or 95 centigrade, the timer will automatically start sort of counting down. I've got some pasta. That's going to go in. Just push it down a little bit. No one just see me break that pasta, did they? I would be blacklisted from any Italian restaurant or any Italian anything ever if they see me break that pasta. Right. Okay. And then we're going to attach this steaming set. Okay. Again, we've got a deep steamer and a shallow steaming tray. And on this instance, I've got some asparagus. I'm going to put this in the deep steaming tray, and then I've got a shallow steaming tray where I'm going to put my shrimp. Okay. Now, usually, actually, as a rule of thumb, you would tend to cook the protein on the bottom and then the veggies on the top. However, the shrimp are very small, so then basically they're going to cook a lot quicker than what the asparagus is going to cook. So now, basically, I'm just going to be cooking this pasta for about 10 minutes. Okay. And then that's going to be done. It's as simple as that. That's it. So this is the whole multi-level cooking aspect of it, right? So, right. We've got our veggies and our dressing, let's say, prepared. Okay, we've got our water boiling here with our pasta inside. Then we're also cooking our asparagus and also our shrimp at the same time. Also, what we can also have is the simmering basket. Okay, a classical dish, okay, that we love to do is salmon, okay, where you have salmon and some veggies and some potatoes cooking inside here. So this can fit inside the mixing bowl, okay, steaming rice, potatoes, also some kind of pasta as well, actually. So if you're using quite small pasta and you don't want it to break up as the blade spins around, it's quite good practice to kind of put it into here too. But for me, spaghetti always goes in and directly into the bowl. Yeah. Spatula, we've got a nice little hook, which is designed to fit into there. to make it easier when you're handling, it's not so hot. Butterfly whisk as well, okay, for sauteing, for whipping cream or something like that. So tell me a bit about yourself. So have you cooked on Multo yet?
We are going to. The first step is finding a little space, because we're going to eliminate 1 or 2 appliances to substitute it in. But I'm very impressed with what it looks like and how many things that it does, because somebody like me who's a beginner cook, whereas my wife is an intermediate to advanced cook, we have different levels, but it sounds like we can both find uses for it.
Yeah, for sure. It is honestly, obviously we have these amazing elaborate guided cooking recipes. However, you know, it can also make the most killer smoothie. You know, it can make the most killer frozen fruit ice cream if you got kids. I mean, I've got a young daughter, and I've tried my best to keep her away from sweet stuff. I do all the eating of the sweet stuff, and then let my daughter obviously look at me in jealousy. Sure. No, so but we've started introducing like fresh fruit ice cream to her. So easy. Throw a couple of peeled bananas in the freezer with some frozen strawberries. Whack it in Multo, process it. It is as simple as that. So whether you're making yourself oatmeal, you know, oatmeal in the winter months, you know, whether you're making yourself smoothies, drinks, cooking steaming rice, cooking pasta, all this kind of thing, there is a place for everybody. And I think if you wanted to make these amazing, elaborate recipes, okay, it is super, super easy.
Right. So to kind of recap some of the things that we talked about, the recipes have evolved, the functionality has evolved, and there might be other Multo related kitchen items in the works as well. So yeah, that, and on top of the fact that people can actually reach you and reach the company to give suggestions. So that unto itself, a lot of things that hold you different or in a different realm than other companies that make smart appliances.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we need to have a big focus on our after sale. Okay, so you know, it's not the end of the journey. Okay, for most appliances, they're like, okay, I'm bought, that's it, I've done my job. Stick that onto our, you know, sort of reporting thing. But from our perspective, it's all about enhancing our customer journey, making sure that, you know, they'll feel loved, they feel connected, offering these classes. And again, you're dead right about other CookingPal appliances. We've got Pronto right here. I'm not going to talk too much, okay, but we're releasing that, okay, sort of summer, fall time this year, okay, which is, again, it's a smart pressure cooker, okay, with an air fryer attachment going on as well. And so so if you want to know more about that, go onto our CookingPal website, have a look at Pronto. We've got a Kickstarter going at the moment with it. So you should definitely check it out.
And then while we're waiting for that item to cook or finalize right there, you personally, do you have any endorsements or partnerships to mention in addition to Multo, or is it all Multo all the time?
Yeah, no. I think from my perspective, it's all about Multo, and I've been on board. It's a very exciting project, and I literally absolutely when I first started, I'm a very classical kind of trained chef, and I'm kind of like, you know what, let's see what this does, you know, and you know, I was picking up the recipe library, looking at it, thinking, making a white sauce or a bechamel sauce without the use of a wooden spoon or a whisk, I'm slightly sort of unsure. Making a hollandaise, making an emulsion, and genuinely, like, you know, making sauces in this thing, soups. Obviously, soups work a wonder because, you know, we are a thermal processor. So it basically means that, you know, we can cook something, and whilst I can still smell that chili, while we cook something, and also whilst it's cooked, so instead of having to convert it into a blender, letting it cool down and processing, it can all be done under the one pot. As long as the lid's securely fastened and the measuring cup's in place, you can comfortably and safely blend something. If it's hitting 212 Fahrenheit or 200 Fahrenheit, you can still process it without the worry of it over sort of creating a mess all over your kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's the timing left on that item there? Are we ready?
We got about 4 minutes, so I hope we got time.
Yes, please.
So basically what I do want to show you, I think we were chatting before about expert cooks. And I want to kind of break down and explain actually the whole process and kind of what we do. So you've got temperature, time, speed, and blade. That's all we do. So that's basically the whole process, okay, of our recipes. It seems quite easy in that term. So you determine the temperature of it, so from 0 to 265, and the time up to 99 minutes, the speed of the blade, and then whether it's stir or chop. And that, in essence, is what we do. We have a blade that spins around, we have a heating element that heats up, and we have a timer and a scale built in layman's terms. But obviously there's more detail, we need more detail than that. But, you know, in simple terms, that's what it is. So what I'm saying, if you got your mum's favorite risotto or your mum's favorite dough, okay, you can do it on Multo. It just might take a little bit of refinement in respect to cooking your own recipes. And then that's that. And who knows, going forward, you know, towards the end of this year or next year, we might be able to create customer recipes. So you guys may be able to create recipes on the hub. You know, this is, you know, it's a tablet at the end of the day. You know, it's got internet connection. It's got a, you know, I'm not very techie. It's got like a memory thingy in there. All right. And then basically that's pretty much what we can do. So the possibilities are endless. And if you imagine, you know, having this in your kitchen, basically having it online, ordering your shopping, okay, getting it delivered to your door, you know, all this kind of element is going to be available on the hub. Watching videos, talking to chef. It's got a camera built in there too. So you're like, no, I'm not promising this just yet, but chef, what's happening with my Multo? You know, and then I can, oh, well, what's happening with it? You forgot to put the lid on, you silly Billy. But yeah. So it is very, very exciting. Yeah.
Absolutely. All the stuff I'm hearing shows a company that cares with a chef that cares, and it's not just you bought it, you got it, it goes on the counter. It's you bought it, but keep watching for the latest and greatest related to it.
Yeah, exactly. And we do updates, software updates. We do, and again, it is something that will forever evolve. And our customer voice is so important to us. And if the Darrens of the world might say, Chef, how about having this mode? I think this might be quite good for me. Or I want to have my smoothie mode. I want to have cooking pasta mode. We have them in basic recipes, but there is certain things that we can take on board, and then we can hopefully evolve. Okay, and then enhance your user experience.
Cool. I'm out of
I got 1 minute. Good. I got 1 minute left, so it's fine. But yeah, you're out of questions. That's good. I'm good at talking.
Actually, I'll throw in one question about you. This is a different chef to chef question. Is there ever music playing when you're cooking?
Of course there is. Now it depends on I would probably say I've got the most eclectic mix of music in my world. You could quite easily happily walk past my desk and see me rocking to Les Miserables, okay? Or you could also see me listening to some folk music. You could see me listening to some Bee Gees, okay? I'm very eclectic, but if I've got something really rocky on, don't bother me. If I've got something really loud, okay, I'm thinking, right, I need to just don't bother me. That's pretty much me. And how about yourself? When you cook, what do you get on?
We like to go with the harder rock or the laid back stuff. It can be loud, it can be soft, but I guess the follow-up question to that is, do you think that the Multo tablet will ever integrate your music collection in there? Okay, we shall see.
Anything's possible. Anything is possible. Okay, look, I'm finished now, okay? And my prawns are cooked to perfection. Okay. Sorry, or shrimp. So you see they're nice and cooked. So they're going to go into that bowl. My asparagus is nice and al dente. Okay, I'll just show that to you. That's going to go into the bowl. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to strain our pasta. Now, I'm going to use my simmering basket. I've just got the sink here. And then as you see, the pasta's... it's too dangerous. It's hot water. I'll show you the pasta later. Okay. And then we're just going to strain the pasta. Sometimes a little bit gets stuck around the blade, but that's easy. You just split, you spin the blade around, then the bowl's empty. Okay. And then all I'm going to do, I'm going to strain it, I'm going to drain it, and then I'm going to mix it, okay? So pasta's going to go in there. And again, I like doing this kind of pasta. I've got basil in there, but you could use spinach and stuff in there as well. I'm going to add a bit of salt. Okay, I'm just going to toss it. Look at that. Make sure it doesn't go all over the kitchen table. I've got my plate. I was going to do something chefy, but I won't bother. I'm just going to dump it in.
Chefy.
Okay.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm seeing a meal that has a protein, spice, a vegetable, a good pasta. So it's a variety-oriented meal that was all basically cooked on one surface or one level. That looks great.
Yeah.
Colorful. That is multi-textured.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think this is the thing, again, what we like to enhance. And okay, it's never going to replace a stovetop. Okay.
Right.
But if I was cooking this on a stovetop, I would need at least 2 or 3 stoves to cook this dish. Yeah.
Yes.
And then I would need to time it. I wouldn't have time to sit and talk to you. Okay. Right. While something cooks, I can just walk away and leave it, and then it works absolutely fine. I think the benefit of this, it takes all the hassle away. It takes the stress away because we regulate all the time and temperature. And yeah, you know, I think I genuinely do feel, and hopefully it comes through within what I'm talking, I really get this concept and I completely understand. And we just need to learn to educate people and to let them understand. Because I think for your side of the water, okay, it's a very new concept, it's a very new product, but it's something that's been very popular in Europe for quite a long time.
Hey, I'm sold. I'm looking forward to clearing space in the kitchen and making my first meal on this. But Chef Jamie, thank you for your time and continued success at you and Multo, and looking forward to everything that's to come soon.
Great. Thank you ever so much, Darren. Thank you.
Paltrocast.